money was stolen. Time to quit and give up? No, because I made that second album, I was actually able to make my third album. And that's how I looked at all of those setbacks, even though it was incredibly hurtful and frustrating and sad, and it was incredibly difficult to be so broke where, you know, I was pawning guitars. But when I went to make my second album in Copenhagen, the album that all the money was stolen, is when I met Marie, the love of my life. And we became an item rather quickly. And when she moved to America, I was still with these managers in Los Angeles who were also stealing every dime from the tours I was doing. And Marie was telling me, there's something wrong here. At one point I had the #1 album in Europe. I went out and did this huge tour and came back at the end of 10 weeks with $1,500 in my pocket after 10 weeks. She's like, this isn't right. Of course, I say, oh, well, these guys they're big business, they're big time, they're my friends. Well, Marie got a set of books from our agent in London without talking to me about it. And she sat at home and she took the books from our management. She took the books from our agency in London. She sat down and did a comparison and found discrepancies of thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars. And she showed me in black and white right in front of me what they were doing. So we called up the manager, said, hey, come on over. We set up a hidden camera. Marie broke out the books, said, what do you think of this? And he said, you caught me. I got your money, but I live in Mexico. You'll have to sue me down there. And that's just the way it is. I got your money. I work hard. I deserve it. And that was another test because that manager and I had been dear friends. And I'd been screwed royally by a friend. There's a lesson, okay? I keep learning lessons. So at that point, it basically became where Marie took over and said, hey, I'll do this. We can work together on this. And since then, in the last 33 years, my band, it's been a ma and pa operation where Marie is managing and working with all the promoters and the booking agents and the publicists and the lawyers. And we kind of make a lot of decisions together. And that's the only way in all of this that we've been able to actually make a pretty good living now since all of that went down. So there again was another test for me. One of my dear friends is screwing me over and taking everything I have. I can't even afford a decent automobile, and Marie and I are pawning guitars to pay the rent. But I'm not quitting, I'm not giving up. And so it's only since Marie took over and jumped in there and said, let's do this together, that we've made a pretty decent living at this now, and we're comfortable.
But it was also a matter of having kids and, as you said, pawning guitars. And after we took over, I took over as manager, undoing all those bad business deals, redoing contracts, redoing everything. And it was such a gradual rebuild. And we were having a little family, we were having kids. Mm-hmm. This good amount of tension and fear building into the experience.
Yeah, you said it.